Previously on Unscripted.
At the beginning, to me, it was like a psychological show. But then at a certain point, they kind of tell you everything.
Well, they
right?
have to tell you everything at a certain point. And they don't do it until, I think, the second to last episode.
You're listening to Unscripted with Skip Sherman and Josh Obadia.
Okay, Skip, today we're going to talk about Super Bowl commercials from about a week ago. The game was a week ago, right?
Yeah.
It seems like it was years ago already.
It does seem like it's longer.
Yeah. So, but before we get to that, remember I sort of promised that I would have a What Bugs Me every episode, right?
Well, not sort of promised. You promised.
Right, I did promise.
Well, it was a resolution, and as we know, January resolutions are usually made to be broken. Like the biggest resolution every New Year's for the whole world is like, I'm going to get physically fit and go to the gym. That's why all the gym memberships, their biggest boom is in January every year. And you know how that goes because the following year, the same thing happens. So obviously people didn't do it. Otherwise, the gyms would be at overcapacity.
And that's why I say every year that I'm not going to the gym because I know I can keep that one.
You're a man of your word.
Now, I do have a What Bugs Me. Now, keep in mind, I'm writing these down as they come up. So a lot of these are old. But I've never mentioned them on the show before, so they're new to you.
But are they like from 5 years ago or
no? They're
old
from
meaning...
like a few months ago or a few weeks ago.
Okay,
a few
okay.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
Things that bug me?
As you know, I spent 24 days in the United States in January and was watching ESPN quite a bit. And it was during the college football playoffs. I was there, and that's all basically ESPN was talking about every single day, every minute of the day. And I don't really care about college football to begin with. So that already bugged me, but that's not what it is. So, they refer to that game as the national championship game, similar to what they refer to it in college basketball as well. Except that every time they talked about it, they said, oh yeah, this is what Indiana has to do if they want to win the Natty. They kept calling it the Natty, and it bugged the hell out of me.
That's what bugged you? That they called it the Natty?
That's it.
It is annoying because they could just say the national championship or to win the game. And isn't the national championship game also a bowl game? Like, isn't it like the Rose Bowl game becomes a national championship every 4 years, or the Fiesta Bowl or the Orange?
I think the only one that's not a bowl game is the national championship game. All the other ones, they have a name for them, like a bowl game name.
I see. It's a silly thing that's bothering you, and it is stupid, and you shouldn't let this kind of stuff affect your blood pressure. But
it's similar to what you told me once. You hate it when they refer to a press conference as a presser. So
I can't
it's the same thing.
And there's another thing that's completely related to what you said because it's very similar. A lot of NFL players, the one that I've heard say it the most is Travis Kelce on his podcast, is scoring a touchdown. He calls it a tutty. I got a tutty. Like I scored a tutty. That's annoying as hell.
So I've never heard that till just now, and it is annoying.
It's really bad. I feel like every time he says it, I feel like he's like lowering what it means to score a touchdown. It's lessening the what it is by giving.
If you don't want to say the whole word, you can't just say TD.
I guess. I mean, come on. Look, nicknames are nicknames. You can't control them sometimes. But Natty is a bad. Yeah, I don't like that either. But
the first time I heard it, I wasn't even sure what they were talking about, and then because they said it so many times, I figured it out.
I'm really looking forward to all the What Bugs Me's that you're gonna have. Like, obviously, this one's not as good as last time. I feel like last time was better. And actually, what I have started now, because this is the second one of the year, I am going to.
You're gonna rank all my What Bugs Me's?
I'm gonna rank them, but I decided that I'm gonna write them all down, which is no big deal because you're gonna do that already anyways. I'm gonna write them all down, but then I wanna write how annoying it is. Like, is this really something worthy to be bugged by? And is there a solution? So last week I said the solution is that there needs to. What was your What Bugs Me last time?
It was what happened at Jack Astor's where the bartender turned off the game with like a minute left in the game and a 1-goal game.
Right. So the solution is like there needs to be like a law or some kind of rule, unwritten rule or unwritten rule that the person who's controlling the TV in any establishment that's playing sports has to be somewhat aware of sports. It can't be just any person with a remote control.
Right,
so
which is
that's the
how
solution.
it should be at everyone's home as well.
Yeah, but the solution to this problem that you brought up today, obviously there's no solution. It's just annoying. Like we could petition ESPN and tell them, please stop saying natty, but I don't think that's going to go anywhere.
Right, exactly. Okay, we'll be right back after this to talk about the Super Bowl commercials from a week ago.
You're listening to Unscripted.
I'm Joseph DeMedictis.
And I'm Ross Citrullo.
And we're doing this podcast so we don't have to go home and get a real job.
Exactly.
That's right. And we're doing it to tell you about our pursuit of the dreams we've had since being a kid, being young, trying to get into the entertainment industry. Us, we're mid-career, sort of. We're kind of halfway broken in a way. But we both have these big dreams and big goals.
Aspirations, really.
For our careers.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. This podcast is about the journey through the industry, trying to make it, but trying not to have to give up.
So listen to our podcasts on all the places you might listen to a podcast. Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We have our own YouTube channel where you can watch the video version. All the links can be found at you'llnevermakeit.ca. Here's hoping we do.
And now, back to Unscripted.
Okay, Skip, we're back.
So we did promise, well, sort of promise, that we were going to do our review of the show Heated Rivalry today. And I was all prepared. I was ready to roll. I watched the show. And I won't tell you anything about whether I liked it or not. We'll do that next time. We're going to promise next time. And then you called an audible midway, like after the Super Bowl game, saying, "Hey, why don't we do this? Like, let's talk about the Super Bowl commercials, because we always talk about the Super Bowl commercials every year. Like, we just talk about them in passing. Like, did you see that one? Did you see that one? We usually do it in the final thoughts. And like, why not do like ranking our whole episode about this, because this is something that we do like to talk about, and as you know, like our show, our rules. So we did call an audible, and we're doing Super Bowl commercials today. So usually we also do a review of the game, right? Like in some way. So congratulations to the Seahawks, but that was boring as hell. That game was not good. So all we have is the commercials. And in Canada, unfortunately, we don't even have the commercials because like they're not on here. So to research this subject, I had to watch a lot of YouTubes, you know. I mean, I did see some of them, you know, on TV, but.
Right. And so I'm sure you encountered this because I also had to watch the commercials on YouTube. There's many different YouTube people or sites that will show you the commercials. But unfortunately, there are some where whoever's creating this video of like the top 10 or the top 20 or whatever it is, they insist on talking over the commercials and giving their own opinion, which I can't stand. I just want to see the commercial. And so finally I found one. All it has is the commercials with no one talking over them, which was great.
I mean, I saw a bunch of those, and then I did see a bunch of where like they're just ranking them and they're playing them for you. But like some of the rankings are so bad. I'm like, this commercial's not good. Like,
yes. That reminds me. As a bonus, I'm going to tell you the one that I like the least.
Okay, good. I love that. That's perfect.
Because you know I love the negative stuff.
Of course you do. Of course you do. Do you think we're going to have any the same?
I think we will have some the same. I mean, not at least one the same, I think. Yes. Maybe not in the same order, though.
I agree. And you definitely don't have my number one, and I don't think my number one is in your list.
Before I start giving you my list, I just want to say in general, I think the commercials were better like 10 years ago and 20 years ago than they are now.
I mean, that's like a bit of it's a difficult statement to get on board with, yes or no, but either way, because I feel like in a lot of things, especially people our age, we get caught up in the nostalgia of stuff, and older stuff is better. And, you know, maybe it's true, but like there were some actually really good commercials this year. I just feel like maybe the creativity is just not there. Like there's too many commercials. There's too many commercials where they're just like, like let's put like this movie star, this singer, and this athlete all together in the commercial. They have nothing to do with each other, but we'll just put them together. You know, like it. Some of it doesn't make sense at all, right? Like, yeah, sure. Let's put John Hamm, Scarlett Johansson, and Bowen Yang all in a commercial for Ritz crackers. Like that's actually a thing that happens, and it doesn't make any sense.
That's exactly my point. Back in the day, you'd have creative commercials. There were no famous people usually in the commercials, but the commercial was interesting or funny or clever. And now they just put famous people in them, and some of them are clever, but not all of them.
It's true, actually. All my whole list is mostly ones with famous people.
Right.
Yeah. All right, number 5. Let's hear it.
Number 5.
Okay, so number 5 actually doesn't have a famous person in it, or if it does, I didn't recognize them. So it's the Pepsi commercial with the polar bear. And obviously, I don't know if you saw it, but I'll tell a little about the commercial. The polar bear does a blind taste test, and this is the polar bear that always has been, drinking Coca-Cola his entire life, I guess. And so he does a blind taste test, and now he discovers that he actually likes Pepsi. So then he has to go see a shrink.
Yeah.
And while he's on the couch, the couch actually breaks because the polar bear is so heavy. But my favorite part about the commercial is at the end, you see the two polar bears and they're drinking Pepsi and they're at a concert and they're on the big screen, which is what happened at the Coldplay concert.
Exactly.
And so that's why I like the commercial, because of that part.
It was very cute. That part was kind of unnecessary because it doesn't have anything to do with anything, but like it was a nice little like throw in for like recent pop culture type of stuff. I think a lot of people are like, "Oh my god, it's just like the guy and the girl at the Coldplay,"
So
yeah.
there's a new verb. It's called cold played. You got cold played.
Oh, it's like if you get caught cheating on your spouse.
Correct. Yes.
All right. Number 5 for me is Alexa tries to kill Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, this one was so annoying.
So like, I don't know. I'm assuming that the girl in the commercial is his actual wife or girlfriend. Like, I didn't know who she was.
I don't know, actually. I don't.
And the whole premise is like, it's supposed to be advertising the Alexa and all the great things it could do for you, but Chris is mad because he's worried that Alexa's going to try to kill him, and he's dreaming about all the ways that Alexa's trying to kill him. She traps him in a closet, in a closing garage door, tries to close the pool cover while he's swimming. There's a fire. Somehow she calls a bear who he gets into a fight with. So like the whole thing is really stupid, but the reason why I liked it, because it was funny. Like the scenarios where she's trying to kill him are actually funny, but the more I thought of it, like, how is this a commercial for Alexa? Isn't it like feeding on your biggest fears about like AI taking over?
This is exactly what I was going to say. Thank you for saying that, because after seeing this commercial, like, I don't want Alexa.
Yeah. Because do you know the story, what happened in the commercial with the Ring doorbell? Do you know what's going on with this?
No, I don't. Of course.
Okay, so
don't.
Ring had a commercial and it was unveiling some kind, and honestly, I barely know about this. I can't speak about it in any kind of expertise. They unveiled some kind of new technology that's powered by like AI, where it's going to like detect more stuff that's coming to your house, and there was such a backlash on it because people are like, this is a surveillance state. We're not getting behind this. And Ring actually lost tons of subscribers. The commercial basically tanked the product. People were so mad about it.
Is this the one where it helped find a lost dog?
Something like this, yes. But the thing, yes, I think it is. But the thing is, people are like, we don't want like a surveillance state where, the government or someone can see everything that we're doing at every minute of the day. You know what I mean?
Well, what was that movie with Will Smith? Was it Enemy of the State?
Enemy of the State, exactly, yeah.
And that was like years ago, before I realized how everyone's watching everything you're doing.
So I'm going to research a bit more, but I think Ring is actually taking this technology out of their product now. They realize people don't want it, and it's like it's ruined their product. I think the sales of the Google doorbell camera are like surging, and Rings are not doing so good.
I mean, they're both invasive, so whatever.
Yes. I don't have one. Do you have one?
No.
Number 4.
Okay, so next, it's the commercial for the Hyundai Palisade Hybrid with John Krasinski.
I didn't see this one.
So it's pretty good. You should go watch it. I think it's a minute. Like a lot of these commercials are longer than normal, obviously.
Yes.
So basically, he gets into his Hyundai Palisade hybrid with a friend of his, and as they're driving, all of a sudden, like someone lands on the roof of the car, and the passenger's like, "What's going on?" And John Krasinski's like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. This happens to me every day." Like someone's trying to attack him, but because he's got the Hyundai Palisade hybrid, he's able to get the guy off the car. Then they keep driving, and then all of a sudden, there's like a gang of motorcycle people like surrounding the car, and the passenger's all nervous. And John Krasinski, the driver, he's like, yeah, don't worry, I'll lose them. And of course, he loses them because he's in the Hyundai Palisade, you know?
Right.
Then they're driving over a bridge, and there's like some boats in the water that are trying to attack them. And again, Krasinski's like, yeah, don't worry, I'll lose them. And he does. Anyway, then there's another situation like that. I forget what exactly happens, but there's like 4 situations or maybe even 5 where the passenger in the car thinks that they're going to get killed, but because Krasinski's driving a Hyundai Palisade, he's able to lose them and everything's fine.
It doesn't sound like such a good commercial, but I guess maybe the scenarios are funny.
It's hard to explain. If you watch it, you'll see it. So
Okay. All right, number 4 for me is a very short trailer, not really even a trailer. It's like a teaser trailer for the upcoming movie, The Mandalorian and Grogu, the Star Wars movie.
So I didn't see that commercial, so I can't comment on it.
Grogu is Baby Yoda.
Your favorite, right?
He's too cute. He's too cute for words. Like, honestly, it's ridiculous how cute he is. So basically, you didn't see the commercial?
No, I didn't.
It's a spoof on like the Budweiser Clydesdale commercial with the horses, and it's
Yes, I remember that one, and they had one of those this year too.
They did. So this commercial starts with the winter scene and what looks like horses pulling like a buggy. And you have Sam Elliott doing the voiceover, this very, very dramatic, all about, I don't even know what he's talking about. It's just dramatic. And then as they zoom in, you see that the horses are not horses. They're like other kind of creatures. And then you see that the Mandalorian and Grogu are the ones that are driving the carriage, and he throws the reins to Grogu, and he catches it in his little hands. He's so cute, and then that's it. So it's just like a little teaser for the movie, and I can't wait to see the movie. It's coming out in May. It's going to be amazing.
That's great.
Number 3.
Okay, next on my list is the Wells Fargo commercial with Marcelo Hernandez, the guy from Saturday Night Live.
Domingo.
Yes. So, I don't know if you saw the commercial, but basically, Wells Fargo, they like to celebrate when their customers have saved enough money to do something that they wanted to do, like go on a trip or renovate their house or buy a new car or whatever. So you see just regular people who, like there's this one guy, he saved up enough to go on this golf trip, and then all of a sudden, Marcelo Hernandez shows up on the golf trip with all these people, and they're like celebrating, congratulations. And there's one person, they celebrate them like she's asleep. Her and her husband are asleep, but she's doing some banking online in bed, and so she saves, and she says to herself, "Oh, look, I saved some money." And all of a sudden, all these people show up in the bedroom celebrating, and she's like, "No, don't wake up my husband. Don't wake up my husband." Whatever. So it's kind of funny. I don't know if you saw it, but it's kind of funny.
I didn't see that one. It's amazing how many Super Bowl commercials there are.
So I recommend it.
Number 3 for me, for sure, you saw Goodwill Dunkin'. You saw this, right?
I saw Goodwill Dunkin', yes.
Yeah. So it's not a great commercial, and I couldn't care less about Dunkin' Donuts, but there's some super CGI, de-aging CGI with all these stars from, the older times. Ben Affleck, who looks young, Jason Alexander, who's the Dunkin' manager, Jennifer Aniston, Matt LeBlanc, Jaleel White, Urkel, Alfonso Ribeiro, all these like 90s stars, Jasmine guys in it, and Ted Danson, who's really de-aged because we know how old he is now. And then, of course, Tom Brady at the end with this little, like, we didn't expect to see him there. It's just pure nostalgia, lots of CGI, and I like Brady at the end. I just think the whole thing was like, when you're watching this for the first time, the more you watch it, the dumber it is. But the first time you're watching it, you're like, oh my God, he's in it. It's like, it's really like well done. Although we don't have Dunkin' Donuts here, so it has no effect on me whatsoever.
Number 2.
So that is next on my list, Goodwill Dunkin'.
Huh, good. We had one the same.
Yeah, I knew we'd have at least one the same. So yes, all the things you said. I love all the famous people in it, and they have nothing to do with each other. But like what I really liked about this commercial, it's more than 2 minutes long. It's like a long commercial. I feel like I'm watching a sitcom, like a whole episode of a sitcom. You know, there's got a plot in the commercial, and like it's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's what I liked about it, and it was fun to see. You know, I haven't seen Jason Alexander in anything for years. So it was just, it was a funny commercial, and I thought it was very well done.
But other than Jennifer Aniston and Tom Brady at the end, who sort of still look the same, were the actors actually in it, or is it just like completely computer generated? That's what I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it would have been difficult to get all of those people together at the same time in the same place.
Yeah.
So yes, they probably don't have to be together. They probably could have just done Jason Alexander's part one day and Jennifer Aniston's part another day.
But what I mean is that actually Jason Alexander, or is it just a complete representation of 1990s Jason Alexander?
You know what? With technology these days, who knows?
Yeah,
Who
that
really
could be
knows?
the whole thing could be AI, that whole thing.
It could have been, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So number 2 for me, and we might have this one the same too. It's a commercial for Uber Eats.
It made it to my honorable mentions, but it didn't make it into my top 5.
It's with Matthew McConaughey and Bradley Cooper. Honestly, I watched it so many times. I even showed it. I tried to explain the commercial to my wife, and she didn't find it funny at all. But then I showed it to her, and she loves Matthew McConaughey. So I showed it to her, and she really thought it was funny, especially the end. Like, so he's trying to explain to Bradley Cooper how everything you watch in the NFL, subliminally, they're selling you food. You know, the players' names, ham, bacon. He starts naming players with the last name, like plays that are called, like the quarterback scrambled. You want to scramble, you know, like everything is about food. So he's really reaching, you know. But then they go to the Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio, and you see the shape of the building, and it looks like a juicer, like a little juicer, and he's holding up this portable juicer. But the funniest thing of the commercial is like Matthew McConaughey. He's playing like almost like a caricature of himself. He's so extreme in the way he's talking. He's like, "It's a juicer, Bradley, a juicer." The way he says it with his voice, like it's so funny. You know, honestly, it's so funny. Like I laugh so hard every time. Like every time I watch, and he's like, "It's a juicer, Bradley." Like I just thought it was very clever. The whole thing was great. It's like, and it's for Uber Eats. So like you know what it's about. You know who the commercial's for. So it was good.
I did like it, and it made my honorable mentions. My favorite part of the commercial is actually when Bradley Cooper goes out for a jog, and then Matthew McConaughey's in his car following him, like taunting him as he's running.
That's it. That's when he tells him it's a scramble. It's a scramble. You want to scramble, Bradley?
And, you know, Uber Eats has a bunch of those commercials with different people in them, actually.
Yeah,
But this was, of all the Uber Eats ones, this was the best one.
Number 1.
So I guess I'm at number 1 already.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 1 is the TurboTax commercial with Adrian Brody. Did you see it?
Yeah, I didn't care for it.
So I love this because it starts off, you don't know what the commercial's for. And
Right.
Adrian Brody's walking in the rain, and he's all like angry and frustrated, and he walks in, and then you find out it's a commercial for TurboTax. You know, there's only 2 guarantees in life, death and taxes, but at least death only happens once in your life.
Right.
And then you meet the, like he's supposed to be portraying one of the TurboTax experts. And
Right.
she's like very friendly and helpful. And so they want him to be friendly and helpful, but he's not. And there's a line in there where, and then they're telling him like, this is how we want you to play this part. And he's like, Adrian Brody doesn't do happy.
Right. Adrian Brody only knows how to do like melancholy, dramatic, extreme, you know.
Exactly.
Oscar-worthy stuff, not
But again,
TurboTax.
it's also a long commercial, and then there's a scene where, you know, you've got him sitting next to the real person that he's supposed to be portraying, and he's got like a mask on, and then he pulls it off. It's just, I thought it was very clever.
All right, so number 1, you're gonna get mad at me because I kind of cheated.
You picked 2 commercials for number 1?
No, I picked number 1, but so I don't know how to explain it. It was on during the Super Bowl, so So it is a Super Bowl commercial. I don't know if it was on for you. I think this commercial only aired in the Montreal or in Quebec. Like if you're watching, because I don't know if people understand how it works here. We get it no matter what channel you watched on here, you get the Canadian commercials. But depending on where you live in Canada, you might get different commercials for your region. So really, my number one commercial was the Bradley Cooper, Matthew McConaughey. That was actually my favorite. But this one I put at number one just to shock you because it's Amir.
You know, I was going to guess that because they did that for like, was it the World Cup of Soccer or something?
Yeah. So Amir is a chain of Lebanese fast food restaurants here in Montreal for anyone who wants to know. And they don't advertise on TV during the year, but they always have ads on the Super Bowl. And the beauty of it is they've been using the same ad for 10 years. So when the Amir ad came on, my son was like, check this out, guys. He's telling his friends, check this out, guys, because it's so old. And then Matthew pointed out to me that because they're showing you, oh, now you could order Amir online through like the app, right? So they show like a kid like holding up his phone, and you could see it's like an iPhone 5 or something. It has a button, you know, like it's like so old. It's still the phone with the button.
Is the commercial a rectangle or a square?
No, it's properly formatted. So I really do believe though that they have been using basically the same commercial for at least 10 years, and they only show it during the Super Bowl. And the beauty of it is as soon as the first Amir commercial aired, good friend of the show Derek texted me and he's like, this is exactly what he wrote. He goes, Amir nailed it again with their Super Bowl ad. Like as if they came up with some creative genius this year. It's the same ad, you know? Like it was so I got his text, I was just dying. It was like, they nailed it again. Amir they nailed it again. So that's my number one. Yeah.
So that's great. And your list is great. It reminds me of here in Ontario, sometimes not during the Super Bowl, but sometimes we get these Osmos commercials.
Oh yeah, sometimes I get
type
those,
of food.
It's the same food, yeah.
Yeah.
I see the Osmos had like guys on the Raptors, right? Like doing commercials.
And also
for them
like
at
a
some
guy
point.
from the Canadian soccer team, right?
Oh yeah, they had he was dead on the field and they brought him Osmos and he smelled it and it revived him.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, Kyle Laren. Yeah, I remember that. So I did have a bunch of honorable mentions. I had the polar bears on my honorable mention. And there's this Neil Diamond with Andy Samberg called Meal Diamond. It's for Hellman's mayonnaise.
I did not like that. I saw it, but I did not like it.
It was dumb. They did have the traditional Budweiser Clydesdale commercial, like they always do. I already mentioned Bowen Yang. There's
I
two
didn't
commercials.
understand that Bowen Yang commercial.
No, it makes no sense at all. It's stupid. There's two commercials that were really bad. So because you said you wanted to say the worst ones.
Mm-hmm.
Emma Stone did a commercial for Squarespace, like the website building thing.
I saw it. Yeah,
I can't stand Emma Stone, and that commercial was horrible. It's supposed to be like it's like as if she's in some kind of movie. It's like very cinematic, black and white. It's bad. But by hands down, the worst one was Sabrina Carpenter for Pringles. She builds a man made out of Pringles, and that's her boyfriend. Like I couldn't deal with that at all.
I only had two honorable mentions, and I already mentioned Uber Eats as one of them. The other honorable mention was Grubhub will eat the fees. That's the one with George Clooney.
Saw that, yeah.
Yeah. So, and now I'll reveal my least favorite commercial. Mm-hmm. Instacart.
Benson Boone and Ben Stiller.
Oh my God, I can't stand that thing.
But the thing with that commercial is it's airing a lot now. It's still going.
Which is
right?
what makes it even worse because I can't stop. It's on all the time.
Yeah, it's not good. I can't. I don't even know
I
what's going on.
understand the
there.
joke, but it's not funny.
No. They're just trying to spoof each other and like I don't know. I didn't care I don't care for it either. When I see it on TV now and it's like Instacart will pick your bananas, that's like the thing, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, leave me alone with that. But I do want to mention, since we're on the subject of commercials, before we go to our final thoughts, the Olympics is on now, and there's a Tim Hortons commercial that's playing during the Olympics often. And since we're talking about commercials, I really, really love this commercial. It's showing you how like the last like 4 Olympics, it shows you like 4 Olympics ago, 2014, a dad and his daughter who's young, you know, they wake up together in the middle of like, because the Olympics are on at all hours. They wake up together in the middle of the night and they watch the Olympics together. And then they show the same thing happens 4 years later, but now she's a little older. And then again, the same thing happens again, but now she's much older. And now we're present day, and you see his alarm goes off at 5 o'clock in the morning, and he wakes up, and then he walks by what used to be her room. Now it's his office. Like, you see, she doesn't live there anymore. And then he opens the door, and I guess he's going to her house to watch with her. And then,
or he's going to get a coffee. Who knows?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, exactly. I didn't conceive of that part. And then, of course, she's waiting right outside with the Tim Hortons coffee, saying, "I'm here already." And it's very, very, very touching. It's sweet, and it has this. I don't know who's singing, but like a version of "Time After Time" by Cyndi Lauper, a slow version. It's just like a really good commercial, and it's on a lot, right? It's like literally on. Like, if you watch the Olympics, it's like probably on every half hour, So you can't miss it.
It is very good, and there's a longer version. I mean, it's the same commercial but longer. So I don't know if you've seen the longer version, but it is very good, very well done.
I'll have to look that up.
Okay, we'll be right back after this with some final thoughts.
You're listening to Unscripted.
Hey everyone, Skip here. I'm really excited to invite all of you to follow my new account at Skip Cooks on Instagram and TikTok. I'll be sharing my love of cooking with recipes in the form of 1-minute music videos, all set to some of my favorite songs. Don't miss out, follow me, and let's have some fun in the kitchen.
Unscripted with Skip and Josh is available wherever you listen to podcasts. If you listen to the show through Apple Podcasts, please leave a review. To interact with the show, send an email to skipandjoshshow@gmail.com. Follow the show on Twitter and go to Facebook to like the show page. And now, some final thoughts from the guys.
Well, we just talked about all the Super Bowl commercials. So I actually wanted to give you like a little stat about the actual Super Bowl.
Okay.
So just something interesting, because I think you'll like this kind of stuff. So we all know Sam Darnold won the Super Bowl, right?
Yes.
No one expected. He's a kind of journeyman. I don't know if you don't follow the NFL as much. Like, he was a very, very high draft pick. I think he was like 6th overall or something.
He was
right?
drafted the same year as Josh Allen.
Exactly. So what I'm going to tell you now is you read my mind. Sam Darnold has won the Super Bowl before Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson. All 3 other quarterbacks were drafted the same year as him, which is pretty crazy. So, I mean, it doesn't always show you like how good you are, because I don't think Sam Darnold played well at all. Like, I think he played like average, like literally average, but that's all they needed from him because
their defense was so good.
Yeah, and the Patriots weren't good. The Patriots were not a good team. Like, they were lucky to be where they were.
I mean, I was thrilled that they lost, and I was thrilled that they got destroyed as well, because all those people who thought the Patriots might be good, they're not. They had the easiest regular season schedule. Then they got to play a team with their backup quarterback. And now that they made it to the Super Bowl, they're going to have a difficult schedule next year. They'll probably be a 500 team. They might not even make the playoffs.
I don't think they're going to make the playoffs next year. Like, I actually want to put money on that.
You should. You can. You have the app.
I know, but I don't think the stuff came out yet for next season, like that detailed, So, yeah, no one was cheering for the Patriots. The only people cheering for the Patriots were like people in Boston or the Patriots fans. Then they got excited because they had a really good year. Their team is better than it was before, but this is how good they are. They're not as good as, like, it wouldn't have they would not have beat Denver if Bo Nix wasn't injured.
Correct.
That's for sure. Because
they lost by 3 points, right?
Yeah, and I still think Seattle would have beat Denver anyways. So
I think it would have been a better game if it was Denver or even if it was Buffalo.
Well, this is what I told like all the people that were at our house for the Super Bowl, that he was really outcoached the Patriots head coach. Like, in the second half, like they were like, he actually couldn't figure out what to do. Like, as an offense, they couldn't figure out what to do. Like, they were getting killed, and they had no answer. It's like they threw their papers in the air, and they were like, okay, we give up. We don't know what to do. And I feel like because they didn't try anything different. Like, why didn't they get Drake May trying to run, move him around? Like he was getting killed back there, and then they just kept doing the same stuff over and over. But I feel like if the Broncos were in the Super Bowl, Sean Payton would have been able to adapt, or been like he's a much more offensive minded person with a lot more experience, and he would have figured out some ways to get his quarterback into situations where he had a chance to succeed more than what the Patriots did with Drake May. That's all I have to say about that.
Right. I agree.
Do you have any other final thoughts?
I don't have any final thoughts today.
One more thing then. Well, I have a whole list of final thoughts, right?
I know. It's going to take a year to get through them all.
So since we last spoke, the Grammys were on.
Oh, yes, I did watch them.
It was unwatchable.
It wasn't good, but the Grammys haven't been good in a long time.
I mean, at least sometimes, like, I feel like if there's someone who's performing that I like, that will save the show for me. Like, I don't really care about most of it, but as long as there's at least one or two acts that I think are good that are performing, I'm like, oh, this is good. This is worth watching. At least one performance. The whole show sucked. And I was mad at the Grammys. Like, I was actually mad at the Grammys because, you know, they have like the in memoriam, like the tributes to the people who passed away. So they did a whole thing on
Ozzy Osbourne?
Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne. Fine, I get it. And actually that was good because you had like Slash and Duff McKagan. You had like it was a pretty good performance. It was pretty good performance. And then you had like a bunch of other singers doing like tributes to like Sly from Sly and the Family Stone and another R&B person who passed. But the show started, the in memoriam thing started with Bruce Springsteen, just his voice.
Yes, I was going to ask you if you saw that.
Yeah, but that was like 30 seconds of him talking about Brian Wilson. Like, how did they not do like an onstage actual tribute to Brian Wilson? Like, that actually blew my mind. Like, you have every other person, and I'm illustrating this for those on the live feed. You have every other person whose contribution is to music who died that year, and they're here. And then you have, never mind who died, just in the history of contribution to music, you have everything. Brian Wilson is in, like, he's at the top. Like, who has contributed more to music in our era than Brian Wilson? Like, there's literally, like, you can count them on one hand. You know what I mean? Like, how, like, literally one of the most important people in your industry passed away, and you barely mentioned him, So I thought that was not good.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That was my beef. Like, there should have been a full-on Brian Wilson Beach Boys tribute going on.
You're right.
With 10 people on stage.
I mean, they had more than 3 hours. They could have fit it in somewhere.
Yeah, so that's my beef with the Grammys, but I'll watch next year.
I have a minor quibble with the Grammys as well.
Yeah.
You know, the Grammys are not for me. The music that I like, they don't even talk about it on the Grammys.
I mean, there might have been awards given off stage.
Right, that I'm not aware of.
Off camera, I mean.
But my question to you is, and I don't know how they decide who gets nominated and who wins and all that, how was Role Model not nominated?
You know what? He might have been. Was he? Or
like, I mean, he should have been nominated for Song of the Year or even Best New Artist. Like, how was he not nominated for anything?
Your Best New Artist seemed like a guarantee, no? Like, he should have been.
I mean, that's the song that I heard the most this past year. And it's not like it's an old song that I just discovered. It's a relatively new song.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Anyways, that's the Grammys. Who knows, right? Who knows? It's a 3.5 hour show, and they gave out like 8 awards.
I know. Yes, it's so long.
So.
And actually, 2 years ago was better because they actually did that. This was right after the fires in Los Angeles. And they did a bunch of famous singers singing I Love LA to open the show.
Right.
That was great, actually.
Yeah, then they had a lot of LA-focused stuff. It was good, actually. Yeah, you're right. All right, well, that was an awesome episode, Josh. Great to talk to you about all the Super Bowl commercials. You threw that on me sort of at the last second, and I was more than happy to say, yeah, let's do it because, and actually, like, I was smiling and having fun this whole episode, and so were you. And so I think that's the whole point of us doing this podcast. So I'll talk to you next time.
Have a great week.